Welcome back, everybody. Got a great video for you today. A lot of guys have been asking for an update video on my solar off-grid system where I use the Bouge RV, solar panels, batteries, solar controller, and a couple other things I found off of Amazon. And I've also been getting a lot of questions about the cargo bike. Apparently a lot of people with kids watch my YouTube channel and they wanted to know, is it worth it? How do you like it? So you're going to see some scenery here. This is the roof of my camper. This was on our last cross-country trip. I have 5 200-watt Bouge RV solar panels. I think they were actually Bouge RV brackets that hold it down to the roof. They are lag bolted into the roof trusses. Took it down a lot of shaky roads, 75, 80 miles an hour, and they haven't gone anywhere. So here's the setup again. This is solar charger. This is a breaker used basically as just a switch. I've got 2 solar inputs. Here one goes to the roof, one goes to a mobile solar panel array that I can put out anywhere. I used to have another breaker here that I use as an on-off switch. That thing only lasted a few minutes before it broke. This here is a cooling fan hooked up to this thermostat. I have the probe of the thermostat just placed underneath the charge controller. When the solar is in full sunlight, when this is putting out 25 amps, it really heats up, and because I have it mounted horizontally, these cooling fins don't function correctly. That's why I have a thermostat controlled cooling fan. So inside this little cubby hole here is where I can remotely turn on the 120 volt power inverter. I don't want to do that right now. And I can also monitor the batteries. We're consuming 1.8 amps just from all the lights. Our voltage, 26.56. This gives us our state of charge. I don't know why that's showing up as blue on the screen. It's actually green in real life. So what about the bike? Well, I can tell you that the kids love it. They're always asking to go on a bike ride. Just went on one earlier tonight. The battery is more than sufficient for taking kids for a ride. With all 3 of us on here, 40 to 45 miles, with using the pedals. The torque sensing cranks just allow you to pedal easier. You don't even really need to use the throttle. You're just putting your leg input in, and the more you can pedal at a leisurely pace, the longer your range is. So you're never going to run into any issues with the battery and your range. This is more than just a bike to take your kids on. I got these accessory racks here, and I'm probably going to put the front basket on. I can put like a whole cooler in that, and if you didn't have kids or they grew up and got their own bikes, well, you can put a big rack in place of the rear seat here. I don't know, maybe you want to deliver pizzas or something like that. You got more options just than to haul your kids around with this bike. With me and the kids, it's easily 260 pounds driving around on-road, off-road, as you can see in the video clips here. One other standout feature is the hydraulic brakes. I haven't had to change the brake pads yet, and I haven't had to adjust them. They are just perfect the way they are. And in this price range, that is very rare. I've got a couple other electric bikes in the same price range, and the brakes are horrible, horrible. They screech and squeal, they're mechanical, so you got the old school cable in there. These ones here are hydraulic. They got the fluid in them. You'll notice it's got a pretty unique kickstand. It's just like a motorcycle kickstand. I'll give you a close-up of that. And that is necessary for loading your kids on and off of this thing. So you got to get on a flat surface, get it on the kickstand, and then you can load the kids in. You wouldn't be able to do that with any other style of kickstand. Another interesting feature that I was not expecting but was pleasantly surprised is the front wheel has a quick disconnect axle. That's the thing where you flip the lever down, you spin it out, and you can take the wheel right off. Makes it real easy to put this in the bed of my truck. I put it in just like this. I do have to loosen the bolts on the handlebar and fold the handlebars down. The battery comes out real easy, and that lightens the load quite a bit. This is, I don't know what sort of space age aluminum this is. It makes the bike super lightweight. If you watched one of my other e-bike reviews, I thought it was going to be the one, but it turned out not to be the one because they don't think you should go more than 20 miles an hour. Well, this bike's different. There is an app that pairs with the controller in this bike, and I'm not sure where they have the controller stashed. Maybe it's it's probably right down in there. Your phone can connect to the bike and you can adjust the settings. The most important setting is you can take the limiter off and this baby will scream 28 miles per hour. I would never take my kids 28 miles per hour on a bike, e-bike, any bike. Most we go is probably 13 miles an hour top speed. Overall, I've been very impressed with it. I haven't had to do anything to it, and I think that's exactly what you should expect when you spend this kind of money on an electric bike. Great paint. I don't think I got too many chips on it. Keep in mind, this has been down some of the worst washboard dirt roads in America, in the bed of my truck, where there's another electric bike in there. There's inflatable kayak and canoes and coolers and tables. So the paint's held up pretty good for what I put it through. If you are interested, I have a special link with a discount down in the description. Click that link and you can get yourself the Hovsco. I think it's called the Hovsco HovCart. You won't be disappointed. Kids love when I do that. If you got questions about solar panels, solar panel batteries, power inverters, the battery monitoring system, anything about this bike, other electric bikes, maybe this bike back here, put those down below. I'd be happy to answer your questions. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.